Check one, 1 2 1 1 1 2.
Check 1 1 2.
Do I need to unmute anything, or? But I don't unmute it here.
All right, so we're check we're one. Right. This is live now.
Yes. So then this, when the commissioner. Check 1 1 2 1. Check 1.
Okay, we're live.
Good afternoon, everybody. You are looking live, Frederick Douglass Field, downtown Newark, New Jersey. Folks, it's all come down to this. ECAC Final Four weekend. The moment of truth is here. The championship game featuring the host team, your Rutgers Newark Scarlet Raiders, as they take on the visiting Juniata Eagles. Last year, it was Juniata defeating Rutgers Newark in this very championship game 3-1. Head coach Kevin East and the rest of the Scarlet Raiders looking for revenge here in 2025. Folks, it is a brand new Rutgers Newark team. They are winners of their last 4 straight. And when it comes to this game specifically in 2024, Rutgers Newark had 3 starters out, 3 freshmen in the game that didn't normally play, in addition to 2 of their best players who were sitting out due to suspension. Their leading goal scorer, Eric Cortez, and of course the anchor last year of the Scarlet Raiders defense, Brian Rodriguez, who has since moved on and graduated from the team. Let's set the table, folks. Yesterday, it was an amazing day here at Frederick Douglass Field. Rutgers Newark, a convincing 5-1 victory against a very tough Franciscan University team. The first career hat trick from the all-everything sophomore Ian Brown. He was phenomenal. Also assisted on a huge goal from Eric Cortez, the team leader in that category with his 16th of the year. In addition to senior Pablo Moreno, number 10, with a big goal as well. Quite the opposite on the other side for Juniata. They beat a game William Patterson team. Not a lot of offense, not a lot of goals, which is part and parcel with this Juniata team and their head coach Brendan Grady in his 5th season. A very defensive-minded team. The only goal coming from their forward, number 22, Rauhut, who is certainly a player to watch here today. We want to thank all of our viewers tuning into Raider Vision. Folks, these are 2 very evenly matched teams. I could not be more excited. It's a defensive-minded team at Juniata, a more explosive offensive team, in my opinion, with Rutgers Newark. Both very technical teams, very evenly matched, and we should have an incredible final here today. You know, interestingly enough, I spoke to the head referee prior to the game, and Anthony McMinn, who's one of the very best in the business, was recommended and requested for this game specifically. He was the head referee in the NJAC final, which Rowan ended up winning, and he said he's going to let the boys play today. He's going to let them be a little more physical. Expect a physical game. Let's go down to the field for the opening kick. Folks, we're going to unpack starters for you in just a couple of minutes, but this should be good, and are we pumped up? Rutgers looking to rebound from this ECA championship loss in 2024. They are healthy, no personnel issues. The only difference is Lowen Gabriel, the center back, not starting today. In place of Lowen, it's going to be the freshman Gomez. Maybe a lot undersized in some opinions, but certainly a very steady presence for Rutgers Newark. As a freshman, he's logged a lot of minutes. Look for Gomez. Of course, the combination of Ian Brown and Eric Cortez need to step it up again today. They have been huge in this postseason run. Rutgers, the winner of 4 straight, looking to make it 5 and a championship here today. Rutgers controlling early. The ball now to the far side, just below midfield. If you look at the offensive formula, I should say formation for Brendan Grady, he likes to run the 3-5-2 or the 5-3-2, pushing the ball to the outside. It's going to be something Rutgers needs to key on and not let those forwards sneak behind the defense. The relationship between Ian Brown, this sophomore, and Eric Cortez has grown and evolved. They speak without having to speak to one another. They know where they are on the pitch, and it has produced big offensive numbers for both of those guys here in the postseason. It's Moreno, the senior, on the far side, pulls it back. Rutgers now gains midfield. It's Edgar Silva over to Kalenikov. Kalenikov now to the middle of the pitch. Peels back as Rutgers hits the reset button. Starting for the Scarlet Raiders in goal, it's the sophomore Alon Golden, 6'2", out of Holmdel, New Jersey. Silva once again to the far side. Good anticipation there by Holiday. Juniata in the away navy blue with the gold numbers. Rutgers in the home white. Rutgers, of course, coached by Kevin East in his 19th season. No stranger to the postseason as both a head coach and a player. Don't forget, Kevin East, a former goalkeeper, was the NCAA champion and MVP of that tournament. As a player at Kane University, he went on to coach at Jersey City, and now in his 19th year here at Rutgers Newark, and his counterpart Brendan Grady in his 5th season with Juniata, also an MVP player in this very ECAC tournament. A Swarthmore College graduate, a center back who's had a ton of success both as a player and a coach as well. Ian Brown, his first career hat trick yesterday. One of the most humble guys you'll ever meet, especially on this Rutgers team. Gave all the credit to his teammates in our MVP interview yesterday. And a huge assist from Ian Brown as well. And that's into the box harmlessly. It'll be picked up by the keeper for Juniata. That's Max Mattioni. No, Max Mattioni, 10 shutouts in 2025, or as the soccer folks like to say, clean sheets. This kid is an all-conference player and one of the very best in the country. Yes, the country. And he's proved it. His goals against average is under a goal a game. He's a big body, a physical, acrobatic goaltender, and a great athlete. Ian Brown, excellent body positioning by Brown. Stripped of the ball there was number 25 for the Scarlet Raiders, Kalenikov. Will have a whistle. I did find it interesting, and I want to repeat this again. Anthony McMahon saying, at the final today been William Patterson versus Rutgers. He might go about it just a little bit differently. But these are two non-conference opponents. Of course, Juniata playing as a part of the Landmark Conference. They got to their conference championship game this year, ultimately losing in that championship appearance. But since they're not as familiar with one another, he said he's going to let the boys play today. Cortez centers. It's knocked away. The ball's still loose at the top of the box. Moreno gets jostled off the ball, and it's out of bounds. The ECAC, of course, a very prestigious institution covering all of Division I, II, and III. We're honored to be the host school for this ECAC championship tournament all weekend long. Just rounding out the starters for Rutgers Newark, number 4, the sophomore out of Monroe Township, that's Nick Sosa. Dylan Usenovich, number 5, the 5'11 sophomore out of Harrison for Rutgers. Nico Gomez, junior, mid out of Kearney, number 8. Number 9, the Bolton, England product. As the senior, 6-footer, Jake Milne. Number 10, the senior out of North Bergen, Pablo Moreno at 5'7". The freshman, 5'8", out of Kearney, number 15, Gabe Gomez. The aforementioned sophomore forward, 6'1", out of Burlington Township, number 17, Ian Brown. Edgar Silva, 5'8", sophomore, number 19, out of Washington, New Jersey, at the midfield position. Kalenikov, number 25, freshman, 5'7", out of Newark. And finally, the leading scorer, and in the top 10 in scoring in the nation, I might add. Number 27, Eric Cortez, the junior out of Wharton, New Jersey. And the starters for Juniata, Jalen Holiday, Jacob Haynes, Jaden Gaynor, Jace Colino, Liam Colbay, Brandon Marzula, Beckett Young, Gavin Rauhut. What a humble, terrific young man he is. We had an opportunity to interview him after yesterday's game as the MVP. A dangerous pass there, squirts through, nobody home. Ryan Angeloni, the junior 5'10 defender, and Max Mattioni in goal. Head coach Grady is assisted by John Gonzalez. The assistants for Kevin East are Alex Morera, Stan Lembrick, Adrian Castro, Rene Portillo, Jonathan Bilbao, Matt Broomall, and of course, Joe Alba. John Heffernan with the call. We want to thank all of you for tuning into our championship of the ECAC here on a chilly, overcast Sunday in Newark, New Jersey. It's Raider Vision on YouTube. And two of the best in the business battling it out for the hardware, which will be presented in a post-game trophy presentation. I understand we've got several ECAC representatives in the New Jersey area this weekend, including a volleyball tournament, the ECA Volleyball Championships, football as well. And we're looking forward to eventually getting a chance to speak with Dan Coonan, the commissioner and CEO of the ECAC. We're looking to do that in a couple of minutes. Dan signing autographs and posing for selfies with the crowd and dodging the paparazzi, making his way over to the press box. We'll have Dan here, and we look forward to that. All kidding aside, a tremendous individual, and very excited to get to hear more at our first break. We are at 36-15 of this first 45, 0-0 the score. A bit of a filling out process so far between both of these teams. As we mentioned, evenly matched. I do like Rutgers' chances in this one based on what I've seen over the last four. 4 wins in a row for Rutgers Newark. And if we look at the schedule over the last 4 or 5 for Juniata, equally as impressive in big wins yesterday against William Patterson. You know, the game against Goucher in the first round of this pod for Rutgers Newark, a 2-0 win, was really one of the more complete games, according to Kevin East, of this season. It was followed up by an even more impressive performance in the win yesterday versus Franciscan. So as far as momentum is concerned, you got to like Rutgers' chances today, but look, you got to play the game. And if you look at that landmark conference, it is no joke, filled with just a lot of really solid programs. And we'll run through that landmark conference in just a minute. We mentioned, as we got a set piece here, the other thing is both of these teams size-wise very equally matched as well. Juniata, not a huge team physically, which bodes well for Rutgers. Jake Millen, I should say, from England. The long ball to Cortez. Cortez catches up with it. Cortez has a defender draped all over him. And saving the day for the Eagles was Brandon Marzula, who got into the cage. If it hadn't been for the heroics of Marzula, we're looking at a 1-0 game. What a gorgeous display of ball handling by Cortez, ultimately stymied by the hero Marzula. The 5'10 senior out of Wexford, PA, kept the ball out of the cage as Max Mattioni was way out to take on Cortez. That sets up the corner, which is knocked out of the box. And back comes Juniata. Up ahead now to Haynes. Haynes a little too much giddy up on it. So running through the landmark conference, it's Scranton, who is atop the conference at 7-0-2 on the year. Catholic University, Moravian, Goucher, Drew, Lycoming, Juniata, Susquehanna, Elizabethtown, and Wilkes round out the conference. Play continues now towards midfield as Juniata rolls back. Down to the near side. Angeloni up ahead. Colino tries to control, but a whistle from McMinn will give Rutgers the free kick. And a good time now, everybody. Let's put our hands together. Let's get this guy on camera. We got to see who we're talking to. We're going to step away as this play slows down. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dan Coonan in the house. The commissioner, Dan, there you are.
Yeah, awesome.
Living color. The commissioner and CEO of the ECAC. I mean, Dan, so much to cover. I don't even know where to begin. Santa Clara AD, University Notre Dame graduate, I believe.
Yes.
West Coast guy who's
Right.
been at it here with the ECAC for the last 9 years. Don't want to miss any play, so we're going to go back here to the pitch as it goes towards the far side. So we're going to juggle a little gameplay, Dan, and
Sure.
get to know you a little bit. Let me unmute you. Are we unmute? I hope I was unmuted that whole time. Are we Allie Miller? We're good? Okay, perfect. Just want to make sure everyone can hear you, Dan. And listen, a second corner kick now for Rutgers bodes well for them. It sort of talks a little bit about their offensive pressure here in the first 15 minutes of this final. Let's let Rutgers do their thing. It's a long ball into the box. Milne with the header, and it's right on goal. And Mattioni makes the easy save. So, Danny, tell me a little bit about this busy weekend. And we've got a great match here underway at Frederick Douglass Field, and we're thrilled to have you.
It's great to be here. Rutgers is always a great host for us, whether it's soccer, basketball, you name it. We love coming here. And it's very centrally located amongst our footprint, really, as well. But it's a huge weekend. We have 4 bowl games yesterday. I'm going to volleyball after this at FDU Florham. We have the women's soccer. A lot of stuff going on. And next week we got our big swimming championships out at Nassau County on Long Island. We'll have 35 teams involved.
Amazing.
In that. So it's this is what we're here for. We're here to provide value, and we've been doing it for 88 years. And again, I'm thrilled to be back here at Rutgers. We love coming back here.
You know, I just can't hear myself now. I can't hear myself now. No.
Well, if you do this is muting it from everybody else.
Check 1. Can you hear? No.
Not anymore.
So was that part of the interview covered?
That part was when you press this is muting it from everybody, particularly you guys.
So we're live right now. Check 1. Yeah, now I can hear myself. Okay. So was the broadcast? No, I mean of the whole game. But I could hear myself during the start of the game. Sorry, folks. We're just trying to get some audio issues sorted out here. My apologies. We'll be back with you in just a minute. So we're muted now, right? Okay. Oh, so they didn't hear me say that. All right. Not in the cans. No, now I can. Now, you can too? Okay. Now I can't. No. If it means doing it without it in the cans, I can do that. Yeah, we'll just do it with it. Oh, I can hear myself now, yeah. Right, but I normally hear myself during the game. I can hear myself, or that would be the hope. Oh, okay. Sorry, Dan. No, I can't hear it. If it means just doing it without hearing, yeah, we'll just make it work. So we're live. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, okay. So you want to take it off so you can hear, or just one side? No, you need the mic, but just maybe off of one ear so you can hear. Okay. So, folks, apologies for the audio issues. We are back live here at Frederick Douglass Field. Big collision between Alon Golden and a forward for Juniata, who's down to the pitch. Can't see who that is just yet. But Golden, aggressive as always. The sophomore 6'2", is flexing that right shoulder. But Golden, not the guy who came out with the worst of it as a Juniata player down on the field. Okay.
I think you're right.
To that last part, it got quiet. So maybe when you put him on and you press the.
But I could hear myself in my ears, and now I can't. What?
In the beginning, did you have that button pressed?
That would have been game for Juniata.
I don't know. All I know is I could hear myself in my ears, and now I can't.
Okay.
So I don't know if that affected the earlier part of the broadcast.
If you want to run through it now, it's how it is. At halftime, I can adjust.
All right, perfect.
All right. Like viewers can hear right now.
As long as we're live. Okay. Who was the guy that was hurt?
He just came off the white.
He came off? Okay, folks, we are back here live at Frederick Douglass Field. A big development of that collision with the Alon Golden. Arguably the best player on this Juniata team, Rauhut, who got the goal yesterday in the win versus William Patterson, was the player that was down, and that is not necessarily good news for Juniata. We hope he's okay, but a big development nonetheless. Once again, I want to welcome back to the broadcast, and going to cover my bases, Dan, again. I apologize. Dan Coonan is here, the commissioner and CEO of the ECAC. Been with the ECAC for 9 years. Dan, welcome to the broadcast. Thanks again for being here.
It's great to be here. Always love coming here.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the ECAC. I know, are they headquartered in Connecticut?
Yeah. So we're out of Danbury, Connecticut. It used to be on the Cape. But it moved.
Wait, no, we've talked before.
Oh, we did. For basketball.
Yes,
right?
We did talk before.
Yes, we were on.
That's right.
Yeah,
so
for
just
halftime of a basketball game.
For those viewers that may not know, as Rutgers continues to apply the pressure, ball is loose. Cortez with the turnaround. The follow-up is going to go out of bounds. That was Moreno with that initial opportunity. The follow by Cortez is out. That'll translate into a goal kick. So, Dan, tell us a little bit about the ECAC. I know you cover a lot of teams, divisions 1, 2, and 3. I'm admittedly confused by how it works. Not that it's confusing, but
it is a little bit. It is a little bit, and there's nothing quite like it. So we got 200 schools for traditional sports, all within the NCAA. We got about 95 D1 schools. So all the Big East schools were with us, and Ivy League. So they're all with us for our championships, our D1 championships we run. And then at D3, we're like the NIT for every sport.
Yes,
So
I was just gonna say
probably
that.
the best way to describe it.
Right.
If you don't make it, we got another 100 D3 schools. If you don't make it to the NCAA tournament, and most of the time, if you don't win your conference, then you're not going to the NCAA tournament. If you're an ECAC member, you can come play in our championships. And so we we have we have baseball. We got football bowl games. We got soccer, basketball, you name it. Field hockey, volleyball, and it's been, like I said, it's been going on for 88 years, and we're just trying to provide value where we can. In addition, 7 years ago, we started up esports. We now have 350 schools
Isn't that
for
amazing?
esports. We've got
Isn't that amazing?
3,500 teams. We're nationwide, and we're broadcasting 4 nights a week for esports. The state of New York gives us $150,000 as a grant to do our championships up in Albany.
That's amazing.
And then we started equestrian a couple years ago.
Yeah.
We're now national equestrian.
Yeah.
UC Davis hosted our championships.
So great.
In California. We're jumping into flag football because the NFL.
Oh, that's blowing up, and
the
they're
NFL
backing it.
NFL and the Olympics are going hard on flag football. So
As a New Yorker, it's interesting too. I feel like the hotbed has been Long Island, at least from its origins. From what I gather, it's a varsity sport for these girls, and it's really blown up. It didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, it's all right. No, it's great. So that's what we're here for, just to provide value wherever we can. So it's been a lot of fun. And it's, as you can see, it's the results are pretty cool. The fact that these guys can continue to play and extend their season is great.
The head coach for Juniata, Brendan Grady, said, the former ECAC MVP, as a player, said, I don't think there's a coach in the country that wouldn't love to end their season on a winning note, and both these teams with that opportunity here today. And it sort of just really raises the level of the bar and the importance for, as you said, for these kids to continue their season. Right. That being said, Dan, for the masses, a lot of chatter about the NCAA and all the changes and the transfer portal, and it's always in the news, and NIL and this and that. How does the ECAC operate in that space, if at all?
Yeah.
And not to get, I'm just talking about the evolution of your organization, and how may it be different in some ways than the behemoth that is the NCAA?
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, because with so many changes going on in the NCAA, it's possible if the big schools bolt. Or bolt for football, or that upper echelon of D1. If they leave the NCAA, there's going to be a need for championships, and the funding will go away. And we're already set up that way. So I'm not hoping for that to happen.
Right, but I understand.
We're there
you
to
could
fill
be a
in.
conduit.
We're already running championships, because D3 NCAA championships, it's all funded by the D1 NCAA tournament. And if for some reason that goes away, and it's not inconceivable that the SEC and the Big Ten could say, no, we're going to run things ourselves, and we're going to.
Right. There's been some talk about that of late as well, with an influx of cash from some private entities.
Correct. And really, in some ways, some would argue maybe it should be different. That what they're doing, what Michigan and Notre Dame and Alabama are doing at that big level, it's apples and oranges from what we're watching right here. And so we're always going to be around for this type of competition.
And I don't want to do too deep a dive on this, but when it comes, you mentioned funding. What is the how do you function as an organization as far as monetarily?
So we are a nonprofit, and we get membership fees from our 200 schools.
I see.
And our 350 esports schools. I mean, that's been awesome for us. The esports really helps fund this as well, because the first thing I did when I got there was reduce the membership fees for traditional sports, just to attract more schools, to have more vibrant championships like we have, and esports helps fund that. And it's interesting what some of the sponsorships and the grant money we get on both sides, really. But the esports stuff helps fund this.
Yeah, it's
but really membership fees are make it happen as well.
I was asked to from New York City, and I was asked to announce a final for the eSports World Cup soccer tournament, and they marched these kids in from different countries as it, like with the flag, like it was the opening ceremonies of the Olympics.
Right.
The place, it was at the Apollo Theater in Harlem.
Oh, wow.
Dan, the place was packed.
Yeah.
And it not only was I announcing, but we had two other announcers there. And the monitors that these kids used were huge. Set piece here from Rutgers, a laser towards the goal. It's booted aside as Juniata. Moreno now. That's blocked by number 3, Holiday, who's been strong here through the first 25. But it's been Rutgers' time of possession, which has really stood out here to me in this first half. So, Dan, tell me a little bit about what's been going on this weekend. You mentioned volleyball, football. Yeah. How do you guys delegate who's doing what?
Well, we have a great supportive board, and I've got a staff, and we get stretched a little bit, right? But that's what we're here for.
Right.
And we love doing it. And we have others that are associated with us that'll go travel to some of the bowl games and be our representatives there as well. And but this is what it's all about. So we're happy to do it.
Dan, just a little bit more about you. I mean, such a wealth of knowledge regarding your travels over the decades of your career. You mentioned being a Notre Dame alum. What was that like, going to arguably one of the most notable institutions, not only in the country, but it's amazing to me with Notre Dame playing football over in Ireland this year, how far-reaching that school is and how powerful the alumni is and how well that school travels, not just in football, but across the board. And a lacrosse team that has really gone to the national championship now in the last couple of years. Women's basketball, of course, and men's basketball has always been on the radar of football, and it's limitless there.
It is. It's a great place to go to, and it's a great place to be from, because it's a conversation starter everywhere you go.
I could imagine.
But and the network. I mean, I grew up in L.A. and there's a huge bastion of support for Notre Dame in L.A. Going to the USC Notre Dame game every year when I was a kid and all that.
Such a big
felt
rivalry.
Like in some ways, sometimes it feels like a home game. But that's why they're not in a conference. They want to be a national school, and they want to have that feeling, whether they're playing in L.A. or they're playing in Texas or they're playing in Florida.
How would you say? I mean, this is sort of apropos of nothing, but I feel like culturally, the vibe on the West Coast is so different than New York, New Jersey, and even Connecticut, the tri-state. How would you? Maybe there's nothing to that, but when you talk about the USCs and the UCLAs, and how is it different from the East Coast?
Well, it's significantly. When I moved back here 10 years ago, I had a couple kids in high school, and oh my God, it was night and day.
Yeah,
night and day for them. That's for sure. But it's for sports. For example, we moved here in December, and my kid, they were playing baseball already in California in December. And we come back here.
Yeah, well, that's a big one right there.
He couldn't get outside.
I know.
I mean, he's a baseball player. They couldn't get out on a field until the first weekend of April. They were playing indoors in a facility.
And it's even cold then, too.
It was a bad winter that year, but still. But that really, in like soccer, I think it's a huge advantage on the West Coast with the weather, especially
that's a great
Southern
point.
California, especially more so than Northern California. But
and you see so much talent coming out, even at the high school level, from teams, California, Georgia, Florida, Texas. Yeah. Well, but a lot more parity too.
Well, and part of it is they can play their sport year round, and in youth sports today, you're specializing. Not when we were younger. That wasn't the case.
Sports has gone by the wayside.
I loved that. But now you're picking a sport, and it's I guess maybe it's helped in some ways the kids when they, especially in California, they've been playing year round. They're pretty specialized. However, there's also some injuries associated with that.
Absolutely.
If you're pitching 12 months a year,
absolutely,
you're going to have Tommy John.
Look at the rash of Tommy John injuries
so
and
I'm not
surgeries.
saying it's overall it's a good thing. It's not, but it does.
I mean, there's definitely a correlation.
Yeah,
I mean,
and ACLs and
yes.
women's soccer especially.
Yes, Dan. We've got a set piece here for Juniata. It's 0-0 with 15 to go.
Wow.
That one is rifled over top by Jay Scalino. And a substitution now for Rutgers. Jerson Gonzalez-Quevedo steps on. In addition to Nick Mattioni, the younger brother of goaltender Max Mattioni for Juniata. Dan, tell us about staying on the West Coast bend here. What was Santa Clara like? I have this romantic version of that in my head, like, what better job in the world? I mean, come on.
It was great. I was there for a dozen years, and the
AD big, on top of it.
Yeah, big. We're big in soccer. We got to the Final Four on the men's side, won a national championship on the women's side. But no, it's a great place to be. It was a great place to be, and that's a great school, Jesuit school. Everybody trying to make the world a better place.
Right.
It's great to be associated
Terrific.
with that, and. We had 5 of our teams were in the top 20 of D1 at one point, so it was fun.
How do you think that position, in particular, the role of an athletic director? I mean, I know it's not exactly what you're doing today, but listen, things change in every industry, in every passing year, but the role of an athletic director, if you could just maybe talk about how it's changed over the years and the importance of it as it relates to, coaches and security, and we've some high-profile firings in Division I football, which has gone even as high as state government and governors chiming in, and Penn State, LSU.
LSU.
I mean, there's a lot of craziness, and a lot of money too. So,
it is in so many ways. It's kind of a double-edged thing. It's never been more popular. College football has never been more popular. Basketball, you name it. But this laser focus on winning in the big time, and not everyone can do it, but the NIL stuff, there's just unlimited money that you have to raise now to bring your roster back,
right, to pay
the coaches, and when you do well, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to generate more money because you're paying it all right back to try to sign the coach,
right,
or keep the coach.
Exactly.
Oh my God,
exactly.
And there is a shelf life on those AD jobs more so than there ever was. It's hard to park yourself at a school, and because eventually expectations.
Right, wins and losses. We've got Eric Cortez. It looks like he might have caught either a boot or a ball to the facial area as he's daubing at his nose with his hand. Let's hope Eric's okay. And we mentioned the physicality really reaching a crescendo over the last couple of minutes, especially. Cortez is okay as he shakes it off. So, Dan, and just, how, and as far as your position with the ECAC, obviously, you've been there. How are things continuing to evolve with your organization, and what can we expect from the future?
It's really been great. We worked hard the first couple of years to stabilize the finances, and adding esports just did
was
wonders.
A game changer.
That's an understatement. Yeah,
really.
Yeah. And so it's enabled us to pump more money and effort back into the traditional sports as well, and then just the expansion of the things that we're, like I mentioned, like with equestrian, with flag football now, we have the ability to see a need somewhere and then to go pounce on it, and it's been really cool. It's been really cool.
What are your thoughts on this final so far?
Well, this is exactly how you predicted it might be, with Rutgers pushing it mostly, and Juniata a little more defensive-minded. This moment here, notwithstanding, but
right, Juniata, we had some, I think a national champion in women's volleyball. They certainly have put themselves on the map. In their own right, in multiple sports as well, so it's great to have them here today.
Yeah, they're a great ECAC member.
Well, Dan, what does the rest of the time here for you look like? I mean, you mentioned these other tournaments with.
I'll go up to volleyball today. After this, I'll stay for the championship ceremony and all that, and then it's 3:00 at FDU Florham for the volleyball championship.
Terrific.
There. And then we start prepping for, like I said, Friday the week after Thanksgiving. The next weekend is the 3-day swimming at Nassau County. It's a great the Nassau County Aquatic Center. Like I said, we'll have 35 teams there. It's
really
we'll have
huge.
We'll have 2,500 people.
No
in
way! That is
cool.
When is that?
It's a week from Friday.
Terrific.
Yeah, and Saturday, Sunday.
Are your kids still active in sports?
I have the two are out. One's a nurse in Milwaukee. One's a biomed engineer in San Diego.
My gosh.
And the youngest is now at Indiana, of all places,
no
at all
way,
times to go to Indiana.
He's playing so well, undefeated.
Yes, he had no idea they were going to be that good when he went there.
Bloomington, what a great place to be.
Yeah.
I mean, especially now.
I just got him tickets for the Big Ten championship game.
No
so he's
way!
fired up.
God, he's got dad pulling strings. I love it. So, just as a side note, my cousin Jamie Baisley was the captain of the defense at IU.
They always have a good
full scholarship. No, football player.
Oh, wow.
And he's a Glencoe, Illinois guy. I'm very, very close with him. My mom's sister's kids. But he was a tremendous player at IU during sort of the lean years, which there have been quite a few.
Right.
So it's so great to see them rebound and put together, really, as they like to say, a season for the ages.
Oh, my God.
That catch in the back of the end zone against Penn State.
Mendoza. Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yes, Heisman moment. So I actually went when Indiana played Notre Dame in the playoffs. He and I went. I went with my son.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, which was great.
That's amazing.
And something we never would have imagined when he picked Indiana to go to school.
Exactly. It wasn't on the bingo card or whatever they like to say.
He maybe for basketball, but not for football. But Signetti.
Right.
I love Signetti. You don't get nobody's questioning, is he going to stay, is he flirting with every opening,
right? No,
and everybody would want him.
Well, I think they just locked him in. They did. Yeah. So they didn't want to play games.
Correct.
Right.
Or have him play games.
Right. Let's take care of this
but
now.
I think he was just serious about coming there and turning that thing around and staying, which I respect the heck out of that.
Right. Hard not to, right? I mean, it's just quite a remarkable turnaround for the Hoosiers.
Yep.
I'm going to tell your son, if he gets a chance, to read the late John Feinstein's A Season on the Brink.
I got it for him.
Get out of here. What a great read.
Oh,
late Bobby Knight and those crazy years. I mean, you talk about how coaching circles have changed, too, as far as, just kids, different generations. And I think what Bobby Knight maybe did during his heyday may not translate as well today, but it sort of speaks to the different changing generations and cultures and coaches and some very brilliant winning seasons for Bobby Knight.
If you indulge me just a sec, I got a book coming out in May. I co-wrote with the manager of the El Segundo Little League World Series team that won 2 years ago on that walk-off home run.
No!
He asked me to write a book with them, so I did, and that was just such a dramatic run.
You should have come right out of the gate with that, Dan. I mean, come on. You're just like, like it's a cup of coffee.
But he talks about the way he coached, and it was really, he resonated with people. You saw him out at the mound, and he said, "Hey, I love
it was like a big deal."
Oh yeah. So that'll be fun.
So does it have a working title yet, or
second to none? Because they're El Segundo, which means the second. That's their city is El Segundo. The Little League is El Segundo, but so we decided second to none, and it was great. George Brett is quoted throughout. I talked to him for an hour about
that.
It.
Is great.
Carl Ravage, people like that. Is
this your first foray into the author publishing?
This will be my third book, actually.
Look at you. What were others at a similar kind of?
No, completely different.
Completely different.
Yeah,
fiction,
like fiction.
Really?
Did you ever see Midnight in Paris? the movie Midnight in Paris
with Woody Allen.
Yeah, or Field of Dreams.
Phenomenal movie, by the way.
So it's kind of like
Midnight in Paris. Loved it.
So it's kind of based on it's an American history version of that. So it's a president.
Oh, that's a great
a president who
concept.
can go into a saloon and talk to every former president, and it did great. I loved writing it. And
Screenplay. I mean,
well,
come on.
So there's two different folks pushing it. There's a lot involved in something like that.
Yeah,
but
you even got your West Coast connections.
That's right.
All the studio heads.
Right.
Just give them a jingle, Dan.
Yes. And there's a production company that's interested in this baseball book.
And so it's called Second to None.
Second to None is the baseball.
And it's about the Little League run of which team?
Of El Segundo.
El Segundo,
California. Which is a little league I played in.
And then you played
a long
in,
time,
so
like
it had good mojo
50
going
years ago I played.
No way. And has it come out yet?
No, it comes out probably in May. It looks like May.
All right, Dan Coonan, and who is the coach?
Danny Boley. Danny Boley. And he was the talk of the country during that, because he was mic'd up. And people just really resonated with
was that the team with the big husky kid?
No.
He kind of was going viral for a while there.
Right.
Maybe that was a year ago.
That was more recent. This was
more recent.
This is 23.
Oh, 2023. Okay.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Mr. Dan Coonan, the commissioner, CEO of the ECAC. We really appreciate you stopping in for our championship game as we wind it down. Kevin East's going to be coming up at halftime to speak with us, and we're going to get back to the action on the field. And the book is Second to None. Look for it on Amazon?
Yeah, well, and wherever books are sold, Barnes & Noble,
wherever books are sold, as they like to say.
Exactly. Yes.
Dan, it's a pleasure.
Hey,
we really appreciate you stopping by.
Really appreciate the enthusiasm you bring to this.
Listen, man, I love being here, and hopefully we can. Are you going to be presenting the hardware?
Yes.
All right. Well, hopefully it's going to the team in white. You didn't hear me say that, Dan. But we're keeping our fingers crossed.
All right.
Dan Coonan, everybody.
Thanks for having me.
Commissioner and CEO of the ECAC. A busy weekend for Dan, and we appreciate Dan stopping in. 3:45 remaining in this first half. It's 0-0. A very defensive-minded game continues. Coming up at halftime, it'll be head coach Kevin East live in the press box to unbox it all for you, the viewers. Rutgers looking to break through, and I don't want to make any predictions, but keep in mind, if this game goes scoreless or remains tied in any way, we will have overtime as part of this postseason tournament, which would equate to 2 10-minute overtimes if needed, and finally penalty kicks. But a lot of soccer to play. 47 minutes. 48 minutes to be exact. As Juniata now increasing the pressure. It's Sahad up ahead towards Golden. Golden unobstructed. Scoops it up, rolls it out. Rutgers looking to create perhaps another opportunity before time expires. Golden now, the owner of a hat trick in yesterday's semifinal. If you're just joining us, welcome to Final Four weekend here of the ECAC Championship Tournament live in Newark, New Jersey. It's 0-0. The defending champs, Juniata, looking to go back-to-back, belly-to-belly, as the famous John Sterling used to like to say, the longtime announcer for the New York Yankees on the radio. We got a good crowd here today, I might add, and an exuberant sideline for Rutgers Newark. They've been on their feet the whole game. It's Kalenikoff over to Vieira. Back to Nico Gomez. The freshman now will keep it up ahead to Kalenikoff. Kalenikoff moving left to right, peels back. Kalenikoff now going to his left towards the middle of the pitch. Back now to Vieira. Vieira towards the box. It's headed out of harm's way onto the feet of Brown. Brown back to Gomez. This very stingy Juniata defense. Look at how far they are coming out. Not leaving a lot of room to work with for the Scarlet Raiders. Kalenikoff now tries again to Gomez. Or that's Cortez, I should say, in the box wearing number 27. Brown puts on the brakes. He's being draped over by two defenders for Juniata, now to the far side. As we are under 60 seconds to go. Good job by Brown. Brown turns it around, but it will go out of bounds. It'll stay Rutgers' way. Rutgers with the throw-in. Back to Vieira. On the far side, play continues. Good defense by Juniata. Holiday again interrupting the Rutgers offense. The forward, 5'5". Don't judge the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog. That would apply to Jalen Holiday in spades. The McLean High School product has been all over the airwaves this weekend. Outstanding contributions here. That's punched out by Max. Rolls ahead, and that's going to do it for this first half. Final 4 seconds. And there it is, the horn, 0-0. My goodness. Kevin East will be joining us in the press box momentarily. Stay with us. Don't go anywhere. The head coach for Rutgers Newark, Kevin East, on his way up to the press box.
Can't make it to the game? We bring it to you on Raider Vision. Log on to www.rutgersnewarkathletics.com for more information.
Pass it to Alex. Thank you.
For some reason, you're not going to be able to hear yourself in the headset. But if you take it off one ear, you can hear me.
Okay.
So you can hear yourself now, but you won't in a second.
All right.
As far as I can tell. Oh, you can? No, but you won't when I unmute it. It's reversed for some reason. In 3...
Back here live, Frederick Douglass Field, halftime, 0-0 the score. John Heffernan alongside Kevin East. Kevin East, the head coach for Rutgers Newark in his 19th season. An opportunity to win the ECAC championship today. Kevin, a lot of what we talked about prior to the start of this one kind of playing out, at least from a defensive-minded Juniata squad. They won their semifinal 1-0. An offensive explosion from you guys yesterday against Franciscan with 5 goals. What has been the pace of the game in your opinion, and how do you think you've stood up? A lot of ball possession in your favor, especially in the first half of that first half.
Yeah, no, I think we've definitely held the ball and kept the possession, like you said. I think we're dictating kind of the tempo of the game.
Absolutely.
I think, though, it's a little too slow. I think we need to get through those lines in their midfield block a little bit faster. We're going a little bit too slow in the back, and we're allowing them to get the numbers behind the ball. And I'd like to see us attack kind of the channels a little bit more. I think Eric was having some success early. Cortez in the first half got around guys. I'd like to see Nick Kalenikoff on our right side start looking forward a little bit more. We were telling him during the game to get Ian involved a little bit more, but he was cutting inside a little bit too much, where I think Juniata is kind of happy with us going back centrally. So we're going to talk to the boys at halftime about trying to exploit some of those wide areas a little bit better, especially with their back three, get behind their wing backs, isolate 1v1 against their outside center backs, and hopefully create a few more things. Because when we did that, we had a couple good chances. We could put a really good ball across the box through the 6. So we want to see a little bit more of that, and just a little bit earlier trying to get behind them. I think we're, again, just a little too slow knocking the ball around, and the tempo needs to be a little bit quicker.
You're ahead in corners 3-0 in your favor. Shots on goal 2-0 as far as shots are concerned. Overall shots 5-3. You talked about yesterday, generating offense through defense. What can you do to continue to keep the pressure on? Is it spreading it around a little bit more, getting it to some of your key guys? What's going to make you click here to get on the board?
I think sometimes, we try to use Dylan, our defensive midfielder, as the pivot. But because they are in such a low block, I think we're again in the first half we were trying to tell our center backs to kind of be the pivot and switch, and they need to do a better job of that to kind of get to the weak side, because our weak side guys, either our outside backs, are open. So we need to find them a little bit faster and let them get going forward, and hopefully draw some of those guys out, and then we can combine and get in behind and stuff. So
former NCAA MVP, winning the national title as a goalkeeper at Kane University, no stranger to postseason play. You lost this game last year. How special is it for you as a coach who have participated in this tournament as a player, in being an NCAA MVP, and have you shared kind of the importance of that with your kids, and do they appreciate being in a position to do something special today?
Not in terms of what I did. No, I don't mention that at all. We did talk about it's something special for any program to be able to play for a championship.
Yeah, postseason.
No. It's definitely it's an important thing. It's a special thing, I should say. You get to play 4 years, and a lot of players and programs go through their 4 years and never get a chance to play in a championship game. So we did say this in the locker room, that we are kind of fortunate in the sense that our senior class now, this is their third championship game out of 4 years. So, but we haven't won one since their freshman year. So I think they want to kind of bookend this and hopefully finish up with a trophy. But I think for any program, any player, to get that opportunity to play for a championship is a special memory. Hopefully goes the right way for you, but regardless, it's a good memory to at least looking back 20, 30 years from now saying you got to play in a championship game.
The bookend would be nice, Kevin, but it also strikes me how young your team is and how positive it bodes for the future that you're in this position today, and it's really a testament to this guy to my right, Kevin East. Kevin, best of luck in the second half. Thank you so much for coming by and unboxing some of that for us, and the importance of postseason play. And if there's a guy that knows about that, it's this guy to my right. Always a pleasure.
Thank you very much, John.
If I don't get a chance to talk to you, I want to thank you so much for everything this year, and go get it done there.
I appreciate it, and
we
know we have the best play-by-play guy in the conference, so we're appreciative of that.
Let's not get crazy, but I appreciate it, Kevin. Good luck, man. Go get him.
Thank you.
All right. That's Kevin East, everybody, the head coach in his 19th season with Rutgers Newark. Final 45 coming up in about 8 minutes from now. Don't go anywhere. 0-0 the score. We're expecting fireworks here in the second half. We'll see you then. Thank you. And welcome back to Frederick Douglass Field. Second half action moments away. John Heffernan, thanks for joining us. 0-0 the score. We want to welcome you to our broadcast live on Raider Vision on YouTube. Rutgers Newark, Juniata. Let's go down to the pitch for the final 45. It'll be Juniata to kick things off to start the second half. Leading scorers for Juniata, Jaden Gaynor with 6 goals this season. Rauhut with 5, including the lone goal in the win against William Patterson, who was banged up in that first half. He took a knee to the thigh. He's been worked on at halftime and is expected to be okay. He's obviously a key part of this Eagles offense, and he's out on the field to start the second half. That's a good sign for Juniata. I wanted to give a shout out to Jake Milne's dad, watching from England live. His son playing in his final game, the senior for Rutgers Newark. In addition to Jerson Gonzalez Quevedo, Pedro Flores, Jake Milne, Pablo Moreno, and Chris Osorio Rodriguez. Final time they'll be donning the white jersey for Rutgers Newark. We had Kevin East up here at halftime, breaking it down that first half. Which team will break through? That is the big question. The leading scorers for Rutgers this year, Eric Cortez with 16 goals and 5 assists. Ian Brown with 12 goals, 3 yesterday. Pablo Moreno with 6. Jerson Gonzalez Quevedo with 3. Hidalgo with 2 goals. Silva with 2. Milne with 3. Chris Osorio Rodriguez with 2. So Rutgers going to have to find a way to dig deep here in the second half. A championship is on the line. Max Mattioni, the all-conference goalkeeper for Juniata, kicks it towards midfield. Vieira for Rutgers forges ahead. Over to Moreno. That ball is stripped away by Colino for Juniata. Kept in bounds by Rauhut, but now the call finally made. That's Nassim Wabi, the AR1, the AR2 today, Pedro Manata, I should say. Moreno now for Rutgers with a head of steam. Looks for Cortez, unable to connect. Stepping up for Juniata, that was Gaynor, Jaden Gaynor, the 5'6 junior out of Brompton, Ontario, Canada. And here comes Rauhut. Stepping in front beautifully there was Sosa. Sosa intended for Brown. That's knocked out by Liam Colby, the freshman 5'10 defender out of Downingtown, Pennsylvania, and Downingtown STEM Academy in high school. Rutgers peels back. Gomez to Sosa. That was intended for Moreno, but the all-everything Jalen Halliday once again makes his presence felt. Haynes now to the far side. That's number 13, Colino for Juniata, the junior out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Holiday now. Holiday 1v1 versus Vieira. Helping out now, it's Sosa. And that'll be forced out. And it'll be a throw-in for Juniata. Holiday will do the honors. Long throw-in. Headed out. Marino follows towards Cortez. Headed by Angeloni for Juniata. And here comes Silva up ahead. But it's broken up by Angeloni. Angeloni to Holiday. Jalen Holiday gives to Rauhut. Rauhut centering attempt. And getting back on defense beautifully there was Kalenikov for Rutgers. Great defensive play by Kalenikov. Over to Alon Golden, who boots it out, but right to Juniata. Unsettled play here. Juniata can't create as number 8, Gomez for Rutgers, comes through. Play continues on the far side. It's Haynes for the Eagles. Marzullo peels back and gives to Marzullo. Now to the near side, and Jalen Holiday, the forward, towards the center of the pitch, gives to Haynes. Now to the far side. Kalenikov is there, 1v1. Nice job by Kalenikov, who continues his strong play here in the early going of the second half. And another throw-in. And it will be Holiday from close to the corner area. Holiday. Strong throw-in from Holiday. Moreno's there for Rutgers. Moreno can't catch up to it in the air. Ian Brown. Nice move by Brown. And stepping up for the Eagles was number 15, Liam Colby, the freshman. Creates a throw-in again for Holiday. Brown v. Holiday. Holiday wins that battle. A big scrum of players. The ball pops loose. Back out to Colby. Brown v. Colby. Brown up ahead. Past midfield. Handling the ball beautifully there was Vieira, but it's stripped away by Trey Henry for the Eagles. Trey Henry, junior 5'5", out of Brompton, Ontario, Canada. Yesterday's semifinal, Juniata did a great job of keeping the ball on the ground. We're seeing a very similar style here in the championship. Holiday with the soft pass over to Rauhut. Rauhut to the outside. 1v1. Centering attempt is kicked away by Rutgers. And the left boot shot is deflected, and Golden is there for Rutgers. That was Brandon Marzullo out of Wexford, Pennsylvania for the Eagles. Who wants to be the hero in this one? A long ball intended for Brown. It's headed away by the freshman Colby. And that's going to trickle out of bounds towards midfield. Throw in for Rutgers. Moreno, who had a goal in yesterday's semifinal. Cortez towards the net. And again, a strong header there by Colby for Juniata. Colby dialed in here in the second half. That pass from Sosa towards Brown and a whistle. Good sportsmanship by Brown and helping Colby to his feet.
Juniata 12 for 17.
Good job by Moreno. Moreno wards off to the defender to Brown with the left shot. And it goes just wide. A quick strike capability shown by Rutgers. That's coming onto the pitch now for Juniata is number 12, Nick Mattioni, a 5'9 freshman out of Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, the midfielder, the younger brother of goalkeeper Max. Kevin East talked about the importance of Dylan Husinovich for Rutgers, his ability to play balls in the air. You got to wonder if that's going to factor in here into this second half as Husinovich is wearing number 5 for Rutgers. As he's next to Rauhut, number 22 in navy blue for Juniata. The ECAC championship in 2024 for Juniata, the first in program history. We got another corner for Rutgers. Off a set play. Left shot towards the net. Ball scrums loose. Rauhut with a head of steam. Rauhut was battling there with Vieira, and we do have a whistle and a yellow card on number 2, Ian Vieira. Call made by Anthony McMinn, the highly respected official. We mentioned he called the Rowan win in the NJAC championships. Taking a quick look at the top 20 in Division III. Tufts at 17-1-3. Trinity, Texas. Emory, St. Olaf, Dickinson, Connecticut College, Lynchburg, Wheaton, Massachusetts, Bowdoin, Augsburg, Chicago, McAllister, Middlebury, Vermont, Williams, Washington, St. Louis, Cortland State, Christopher Newport, Denison, Amherst, and Wisconsin Eau Claire. Rowan at 21 in the country. The NJAC champions. Here comes Rauhut. Rauhut goes wide. Rauhut 1v1 v Sosa. And that will be a corner kick. As Juniata, time of possession much better here in this second half. It's Angeloni with the left boot. Golden goes down, the keeper for Rutgers. Angeloni gives to Mattioni. Colby now towards the far side in the box. That's popped up in the air. Headed down. Holiday for Juniata is pushed aside. Long range. And that's going to be an offside called against Jacob Haynes, the 5'9 junior mid out of Sugar Hill, Georgia. Actually, that was Trey Henry for Juniata. Either way, it'll be Golden now. Golden with a goals against average of 1.42, making 22 saves on the season, giving up 11 goals. S 6-2-0 this year as a starter. Rutgers winners of their last 4. None bigger than this game here today in the ECAC Championship, live from Frederick Douglass Field, Newark, New Jersey. I want to thank Dan Coonan for checking in with us during that first half. The president and commissioner of the ECAC. There will be a post-game awards ceremony and an MVP selection as well, as voted on by the winning team coaching staff. The sun now out in full force here at Frederick Douglass Field. A little bit chillier today than it was yesterday for the semifinals.
5 for 10, Juniata.
The temperature currently in Newark, New Jersey is 48 degrees. With that sun, it'll be a little warmer on the pitch. A high predicted at 49 degrees today. I want to wish all of our viewers a happy Thanksgiving. Wouldn't that turkey taste just a little bit sweeter with an ECAC championship victory here today for Rutgers? Rauhut. Vieira gives chase. Brown now helps. Great job by Brown. Moreno to Vieira. Nico Gomez for Rutgers. To Husinovich. Rauhut to the outside, and now Holiday. Vieira. Holiday gives to Mattioni. Centering attempt. Ball's loose. Shot. Score! The centering attempt and doing the cartwheels. It's Jaden Gaynor, the 5'6 junior out of Brampton, Ontario, makes it 1-0, Juniata. And Jaden Gaynor with his team-leading 7th goal of the season. And none bigger than the one he scored right there.
14 for 3, Juniata.
The assist will go to Jalen Holiday as Juniata once again went outside, popped it into the box on the centering attempt. And Jaden Gaynor capitalizes. And it's 1-0, Juniata. Cortez is offside.
Now in the game for Juniata, number 5, Nathan White. He replaces number 10, Jacob Haynes. Also in the game for Juniata, number 14, PJ Mashinsky. He replaces number 3, Jalen Holiday.
PJ Mashinsky and Nathan White check in for Juniata.
On the goal, a secondary assist has been added for Juniata.
Rutgers has had several comebacks this season,
His 6th from Henry.
and they're going to have to find another gear. As we've played close to 20 minutes here in this second half. 25 and change to go. Rutgers has their work cut out for them. An uphill battle now for the Scarlet Raiders. Moreno has it taken away. Vieira now for Rutgers. That's headed away by Colby. Vieira battles with Henry. Brown off the chest. Moreno gives back to Brown. Brown and Gaynor battling. Again, good defensive job by Colby. Colby's been very, very busy in this championship. He's had the task of shutting down Ian Brown, and he's done a good job at just that. You know, the thing with the emergence of Ian Brown is, you know, Rutgers no longer the one-trick pony with Eric Cortez, the team leading 16 goals from Cortez, which presumably will open things up for the likes of Ian Brown, Pablo Moreno, and others. Excellent job there by Gaynor, but Gaynor's going to go down hard. A penalty called on Husenovich. A violation will translate into a free kick for the Eagles of Juniata University. Colby to take it. Colby arcs one towards his left. Colby's club team is Penn Fusion. Cortez with a long-range shot from way downtown. No good. Colby is a exercise science and kinesiology. How do you say that, Alex? Kinesiology major. Moreno now for Rutgers on the far side. Puts on the brakes. Moreno to Kalenikov.
20 for 22, Juniata. 30 for 10, Richard.
And we're going to have a Rutgers player who's slow to get up. That was number 19, Silva, who was banged up. That'll translate into a set piece for Rutgers. As number 28, Ethan Geronimo, the 5'4" freshman forward out of Newark, checks in. It'll be Cortez to take the free kick for Rutgers. Rutgers is loaded up in the box. Let's see what Cortez does here. Low shot! And it's just outside this side of the net.
Now in the match for Juniata, number 20, Sean Battery. He replaces number 22, Gavin Roundbutt. Also into the match for them, number 7, Ahmad Sahad. He replaces number 11, Jaden Gainer. And into the match for Juniata, number 2, Gio Messi. He replaces number 6.
Checking in for Rutgers, number 30, Peter Rios. And number 6, Tristan Gonzalez-Quevedo.
Into the match for the Scarlet Raiders, number 30, Peter Rios. He replaces number 10, Pablo Moreno. Also into the match for
Nice header there by Gomez for Rutgers.
number 19, Edgar Silva.
Kalenikov with the throw-in for the Scarlet Raiders. Kolbe with the header for the Eagles, and it's going to go out of bounds. So some sustained pressure here from Rutgers. Kalenikov again with the throw-in. Cortez off the chest. It's booted away. Kalenikov again for Rutgers. Vieira now at midfield. Pushes it ahead to Nick Sosa. Sosa and Geronimo for Rutgers on the near side. Ours intended for Cortez from Jerson Gonzalez-Quevedo. Returning for Juniata, it's the junior Jalen Holiday, number 3. A strong game here today in this championship. Getting called for the foul there was number 28, Geronimo, for Rutgers. Under 20 minutes to go, folks. 1-0. Juniata with the lead. Off the goal from number 11, Jaden Gainer. His 7th of the season. Rios battles for Rutgers. Rutgers comes out with it. Sosa now feeds Geronimo. Holiday interrupts. Back to Gomez. Kalenikov is there on the far side. Up ahead, intended for Cortez. Cortez puts on the brakes. Cortez. Sosa now. A little touch pass to Geronimo. And that's going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Rutgers. Centering attempt booted away from Quevedo. Rutgers continues to keep on the pressure. 18-10 remaining. Husinovic now for the Scarlet Raiders. Holiday with a nice move. Holiday keeps it on his feet. And that's going to trickle out of bounds. Last touch by Juniata. Husinovich towards Cortez. Giving chase for the Eagles is Angeloni. Nice move by Cortez, but it's just out of reach as he wasn't able to keep the ball on his feet. Pace of play is picked up considerably. Sosa now for Rutgers. Geronimo. Touched over to Husinovich. Kalenikov now for Rutgers. Husinovich back to the near side as he finds Sosa. As Rutgers is playing a game of catch here. Cutting it to the inside was Gomez. Now to Kalenikov. Kalenikov towards the goal. That's headed away by number 15, Kolbe. Rios now for Rutgers. Booted out by number 18, Beckett Young, the 5'11 sophomore out of Swarthmore, Pennsylvania. Returning now for the Eagles, Jacob Haynes, the Sugar Hill, Georgia native. Rutgers maintains possession. It's going to be an offside called against Rutgers. Oh, a handball, excuse me. Shout out to one of the top PA guys in the country, Chris Russo, joining us today for the big games. We only bring Chris out, you know, when the money's on the table. Russo known for his hockey background as well. And, of course, his uncle, Christopher Mad Dog Russo, ESPN fame. No, just joking about the uncle part there. But it'll be a throw-in for Rutgers. They trail 1-0. 15-10 remaining. Rutgers is doing everything they possibly can, but this stingy defense. And back in 2019, Juniata broke the record for shutouts in school history. 7 ties this season alone. 10 shutouts make it really technically 11 shutouts for their keeper, Max Mattioni. He was removed from one game that was a shutout with minutes to go, so it was technically not counted. Clock is stopped at 14:44 as now it resumes. Keeping it in bounds for Rutgers was Geronimo. It goes back now to Gomez. Nico Gomez up ahead. Cortez battles in the air with the 5'11 Beckett Young. Rios for Rutgers. Towards the box, it's back out. The shot deflected off the defender for Juniata. Rutgers throwing everything at this defense for Juniata, and they can't seem to break through. Time certainly a factor at this stage, especially. Geronimo now to Vieira. Vieira towards Kalenikov, and it's out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for Juniata. Juniata looking for back-to-back championships here today. They've been here since Friday, punching their ticket to this championship with a 1-0 win yesterday over William Patterson. A little touch pass. Geronimo up ahead to Cortez. Cortez breaks free. Cortez goes down to the turf, lost his footing. Nothing called. Curious as to why Ian Brown is not on the pitch with 12:35 to go. Ian Brown, of course, with his first career hat trick yesterday. Nice hesitation there by Kalinikov. Kalinikov says, I'll take it myself. Kalinikov towards the right wing. Rutgers got a little something going here. The shot! Deflected it in! An unbelievable turn of events as the Scarlet Raiders tie it at 1 off the shot from number 28, Ethan Geronimo. Deflecting in and past Max Mattioni. And the Cardiac kids do it again. All even at 1 apiece. We got waiting on confirmation on the goal. It was last touched by Rutgers, but deflected in on what could be an own goal against Juniata. The official score has just awarded Geronimo with the goal. We talked about where Ian Brown was. Well, Geronimo said, I'm stepping up, and I'm going to do it myself. Geronimo with no bigger goal than the one he scored right there. Number 28 in his freshman campaign with a huge goal for Rutgers Newark. And it's all even at 1.
Scarlet Raiders goal, his second of the season, scored by number 28, Ethan Geronimo.
Geronimo with his second goal of the year.
30, Peter Rios. The goal comes in the 78th minute. Geronimo, his second from Rios in the 78th minute.
You got to wonder, with Ian Brown not out on the pitch, if he's banged up in some way. With 10:55 remaining, I would guess it's all hands on deck for Rutgers. This ball game tied now as the Scarlet Raiders finally break through. We mentioned it earlier in the broadcast. Should this game end in regulation at 1 apiece, we will see the first overtime, and it'll be a 10-minute running time. If we're still even after that, a second overtime of 10 minutes. If you're even after that, it will set up penalty kicks. 5 shooters per team, and then 1 apiece until a winner is determined based on who shoots first. And a big corner kick here for Juniata with 10 minutes to go. Taking the corner for Juniata is Jace Colino, the 5'5 junior out of Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Colino with a moonshot towards the back of the box, and it's booted away by Rutgers. Cortez goes down hard. The call, nothing. It's out of bounds. Throw in Rutgers. The last touch by the Scarlet Raiders and Kalinikov. Once again, Colino gives to Mattioni. Holiday now for the Eagles. Holiday towards Golden. A little more giddy up on that than Golden may have expected. Golden is there as he throws to Kalinikov. Rios now for Rutgers. Rios threads the needle, and he's dragged down, and a yellow card is going to go against number 10, Jacob Haynes, for Juniata.
Ladies and gentlemen, the referee has issued a yellow card to number 10 of Juniata, Jacob Haynes.
Still no Ian Brown for Rutgers. A long ball towards the goal. Max punches it out. Cortez is there. Max is way out of his net. Kalenikov now. Rios and Geronimo for Rutgers. Can't catch up to it. It's going to go out of bounds. And here's Ian Brown with 8:17 to go. Ian Brown returns for Rutgers. As Geronimo will come off. Geronimo, who just scored the goal for Rutgers, getting the equalizer. 8:17 on the clock. We're all even at 1. ECAC championship on the line. Rios up ahead. That's headed away by Angeloni. Sosa goes down. And there's a whistle. It'll be a set piece Rutgers as the Eagles backtrack to the box. Vieira to take. Another freshman for Rutgers, Ian Vieira. Bends it, and it's headed away by Gaynor. Rios is there. Back to Vieira. Vieira arcs one towards the corner. And Usinovic got a head on it. But it's out of bounds, and that'll be a goal kick for Juniata. Ball's now at midfield. Juniata controls. Over to Holiday. Jalen Holiday. Haynes gives to Mattioni. Now on the far side. 6:20 to go. All even at 1. Big battle on the far side as both players go down. And a tough call there. It's going to go against Rutgers. As the player for Juniata remained on the pitch for several moments. That was number 30 banged up on the plate. Ryan Angeloni. And a good spot here for Juniata. Taking the free kick is going to be Jacob Haynes. Or at least it appears that way. Number 10. No, in fact, it won't be Haynes. And we've got number 9, Jake Milne, onto the pitch for Rutgers. A crucial appearance here for Milne, playing in his last game as a Scarlet Raider. Follow is good. Off the set piece. The rebound put in. That was Trey Henry. And it's 2-1 Eagles. Unfortunate turn of events there off the set piece. 5:59 remaining. Juniata takes the lead. Geronimo returns as he replaces number 25, Nick Kolenikov.
Also back into the match for the Scarlet Raiders, number 9, Jake Mims. There replaces number 17, Ian Brown.
Henry got the goal, right?
He got it back off. Yeah, so
Number 16.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Juniata goal, his third of the season, scored by number 16, Trey Henry. The goal was unassisted and comes at the 85th minute.
A goal by Henry, unassisted, off the
5 for 16, Juniata.
deflection. Nick Sosa has that one deflected away by Holiday. Rutgers has 5:05 remaining to try to get back the one they just gave up. I was sure we were going to be looking at overtime in this one. Juniata feels differently as Nathan Wyke returns. Pablo Moreno back on for Rutgers as he replaces Jerson Gonzalez-Quevedo.
Pablo Moreno replaces number 6, Gerson Gonzalez-Quevedo.
Headed down by Husetovic. Holiday now to Wyke. Once again, the final game in a Rutgers uniform for goalkeeper Pedro Flores. Jerson Gonzalez-Quevedo, Jake Milne, Pablo Moreno, and Chris Osorio Rodriguez. And we encourage all of our viewers to stay tuned for our post-game trophy presentation. 4:15 remain. That's headed away. Marino can't catch up to it in the air. Over to Sosa. Wyke giving chase for Juniata. Cortez now for Rutgers towards the box. And that's booted away. It'll be a throw-in for Sosa. 3:40 remaining. Vieira now for Rutgers towards the box. Coming out was Mattioni, who comes down and away with it. Mattioni taking his time. No rush for Juniata. They hold on to this precarious one-goal lead. And I wonder how much that call against Rutgers on that goal for the set piece is going to be talked about after this game ends. Rios with an individual effort that's finally broken up by Juniata. I know the Rutgers bench certainly didn't like the call when it happened. And it turned into be a very costly one at that. Ball's kept in play. 2:30 remaining. Throw in for Rutgers. Rios now. Rios with the left boot into the box. It's headed away by Haynes. Back out to Vieira. Vieira with the touch pass. Milne with the turnaround. And an offside is called. Clock now down to 2:05. 2-1. off the goal just several minutes ago. It's Trey Henry. Centering attempt. Rauhut. So that first goal by Jaden Gaynor, setting the table for Juniata. Rutgers breaking through in the second half. Cortez with the shot. And it's right on goal. Great positioning by Max Mattioni as he swallowed that one whole 1 minute to go. Juniata vying for their first ever back-to-back HCAC championship. Getting their first one last year. Cortez gives chase. 35 seconds to go. Mattioni boots it past midfield. Ten seconds. Husinovic.
7, 6, 5.
A long ball. That should be a whistle. And that's going to do it. The final from Frederick Douglass Field. Congratulations to the Juniata College Eagles as they will wear the crown for the second year in a row. The ECAC champion, Juniata Eagles. And congratulations to head coach Brendan Grady and his assistant, John Gonzalez. And as we mentioned, that call on that set piece will be discussed, I'm sure, ad nauseum, as a very upset Rutgers Newark Scarlet Raiders team walks off the field. Our post-game presentation and awards ceremony will start in about 3 minutes from now. We'll have it for you live. But Trey Henry with the game-winning goal for Juniata will likely certainly be considered as an MVP candidate. It's a tournament-wide award, and we'll have that for you as well. But a good job by Juniata, back-to-back ECA champions. And it's got to be a tough pill for Rutgers to swallow. Once again, I want to give thanks to Kevin East and his entire staff for a phenomenal year, and a fond farewell to our seniors. Pedro Flores, Jerson Gonzalez Quevedo, Jake Milne, Pablo Moreno, and Chris Osorio Rodriguez. We'll be back with the trophy presentation in just a few minutes. Back after this. We're back here live at the Frederick Douglass Field for the post-game championship award ceremony. I also want to mention Esty Hidalgo, our other senior, who has just played in his final game, and a very dejected group from Rutgers Newark. T-shirts being handed out to Juniata, recognizing their ECAC championship win. And at midfield, Dan Coonan, the commissioner and CEO of the ECAC, along with the interim athletic director for Rutgers Newark, Mary Stadelman. Once again, congratulations for back-to-back ECAC championships to Brendan Grady, assistant coach John Gonzalez. And ironically, Grady was awarded this trophy as a player back in his days at Swarthmore College. The MVP trophy for the ECAC championship tournament. So as a player, and now back-to-back championships as a head coach. A terrific guy, by the way, Brendan Grady. Got to know him a little bit over the last couple of days. Cares a lot about his players.
He's a midfielder. And the last four for Juniata will be 11, Jaden Gaynor, he's a forward.
And we're moments away from this awards presentation. The runners up for the second year in a row, Rutgers Newark. Going through some of the numbers here. Overall shots in favor of Rutgers Newark, 13-8. The shots on goal were 4 apiece.
That's 11, right?
1 second. What's the last one?
Max Matani, the goalkeeper.
No, it's all right.
Rutgers will finish out the 2025 campaign 11-9-2 overall, as Juniata improves to 10-5-7 and has another championship trophy to add to their collection. Juniata.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is our pleasure to begin the award ceremony for the 2025
Let's go now
ECAC Division III
down to the field for the trophy presentation.
will be Mary Stadelman from Rutgers Newark. Here is this year's
Public address announcer Chris Russo
Division III men's soccer all-tournament team.
is announcing the all-tournament team.
Midfielder George Phillips.
George Phillips from Franciscan, the midfielder named to the all-tournament team. In addition to leading scorer Lucas Cross.
Midfielder Matty Escobar.
Matt Escobar from William Patterson.
Defender Jimmy Bruno.
And Jimmy Bruno, that's my guy.
From Rutgers Newark.
Congratulations.
Ian Brown.
Ian Brown named to the all-tournament team from Rutgers Newark.
Also from Rutgers Newark, forward Eric Cortez.
Eric Cortez as well. No surprise there.
And from Rutgers Newark, midfielder Dylan Husainovich.
Husainovich also named to the 2025 ECAC all-tournament team. Juniata, Jaden Gaynor.
Midfielder Nathan White.
Nathan Wyke, all-tournament team from Juniata. Trey Henry as well.
And goalkeeper Max Mattioni.
And the goalkeeper, Max Mattioni.
On an outstanding performance. And now the 2025 ECAC Division III Men's Soccer Championship Most Valuable Player Award goes to Gavin Rauhut from Juniata.
And Rauhut gets the MVP award for this tournament. Singing his praises all weekend long was Brendan Grady. Rauhut with a big goal in the semifinal, the game winner against William Patterson. Goal scorers today for Juniata. Trey Henry with a game winner in addition to Jaden Gaynor.
The Rutgers Rutgers Newark Scarlet Raiders, coached by Kevin East.
Rutgers Newark will come and collect their runner-up trophy. There to represent the Scarlet Raiders, Jake Millen, who's got a big crowd watching at home in England, including his dad. I want to give a shout-out to Mr. Millen. Say I'm sorry for too much interview time in that first half. But your son, Mr. Millen, is a terrific young man, and he wore this jersey well. Jake Millen finishes the season with 3 goals, good for 6 points. And it's been a pleasure to get to know Jake Millen, number 9, the Bolton, England native.
And now, let us congratulate the 2025.
And here it is,
Division III men's
the
soccer
2025,
Juniata
the champs,
coached by Brendan Green.
Juniata, will accept their championship trophy from Dan Coonan from the ECAC. And Mary Stadelman there as well. Wyke is out there, and there's the banner that's being unfurled. The ECAC champs. Max Mazziotti is out there as well. Max Mattioni, I apologize. Holiday. And these guys will be posing and celebrating the ECAC championship. That's tough. Folks, I'm going to try to get a couple of seniors up here from Rutgers Newark, and if they don't want to do it, I can't blame them, but give them an opportunity to say goodbye. We'll be back right after this.
We'll see you in the upcoming winter and spring seasons. Thank you for attending today's game. Please get home safely and have a happy Thanksgiving.
Jake. SD or Jake? No. All right. If you don't want to, I totally understand. All right. I wanted to bring up. Thank you. I wanted to bring up all the seniors, but I just don't have the firepower here. I know it's a tough one, guys. Here, have a seat. Oh, sorry. Here, right. That's good. Thank you. Just quick. Thanks. SD, when was your last game played?
Yesterday.
And what happened today?
Today? No, just didn't play. Coach's decision.
Coach's decision. Okay. You ready, guys?
Yep.
Okay. In 3, 2, 1. Just if you want to be able to hear me, but something wrong with the cans, just slide it off that one
Yep.
ear. There you go. You guys know the drill. 3, 2, 1. And we're back here live at Frederick Douglass Field up in the press box. The final 2-1, the winners of the 2025 ECAC Championship for the second year in a row, the Juniata Eagles. And guys, I want to first of all thank you so much for joining us, both seniors, Esteban Hidalgo and Jake Milne. I feel like you really threw everything at this team to get, especially to get that equalizer, and to have that call go against you late in the second half. It's got to be a bitter pill to swallow. That being said, I first and foremost wanted to give a couple of seniors who have really worked as hard as you two have an opportunity to kind of say goodbye. The last time you'll both be wearing these jerseys. And Jake, I'll start with you. First of all, congratulations on a great year. I think you ended up with 3 goals this year. If you could just tell me a little bit about how that second half played out and what may have you guys done differently, or do you not look at it that way?
So going into the second half, we decided to change the shape and kind of pull another midfielder and pull one of their forwards into the midfield, try and help us out in the midfield. But we noticed that it wasn't working as well. Things weren't as fluid, so we decided to eventually change it back into the 4-3-3 and have the 3 forwards up top. And I feel like we looked better and we managed to get a goal. But I think going into that shape didn't really help us.
How do you feel overall about this season? I mean, it's got to be hard for any athlete to know that it's all good things must come to an end.
Yeah.
But if you reflect back not only on this game but at your time here at Rutgers, what stands out